Hey, what's up? Starting this new series around side projects. I do a lot of side projects, and so I thought it'd be interesting to try and do a series of videos around what I'm doing in my side projects, talk to other people about their side projects, and just give general tips, thoughts, and ideas around making side projects work and sort of what I get out of them. So to start, I thought my very first video, I want to do a series. I want to create some videos around this. YouTube lets you do a promotional video. So I actually thought my first project for the side project series would be making that intro video for the YouTube channel. Very meta, I know. So yeah, that's what we're going to talk about here. I'm going to walk you through sort of the steps I'm doing as I try and make that video. And we'll see how it goes. All right, so before we even get started with the project itself, let's talk about what am I even trying to do here, right? So if you go to my YouTube channel or your YouTube channel, you should have this option to customize a channel. When you click this, it's going to basically take you over to the options you can do for all sort of your settings and stuff. And the thing I'm specifically talking about is this channel trailer for people who haven't subscribed. That's what I want to create. I want to create something similar to what I did for Hero Brawl here on these in my channel, which is this little talking guy once it loads, right? So we want to have this kind of animation. I'm probably just going to reuse this, maybe a background thing, fairly short, just sort of introduce the channel and the concept of the side project series. So how do we do that? Let's take a look. All right, so the very first thing as I sort of think about this project is I'm going to need a script. Right, so I often just go into a text editor. My text editor of choice is TextMate. You'll see me use that a lot throughout my videos and series and work as a whole. I use it for my code editing, but I also do a lot of my text documents and this kind of stuff. And basically, I already wrote the script for the most part. This is what more or less I'm going to do. Again, it's going to be a super quick video. I like to break it down into these sort of like lines that tell me when to pause. So we're going to start with this. We're going to try and record this, and we're going to see how this works, and we may make some edits as we do it. Okay, so when I'm recording audio for videos, I do one of two things. So the software I'm actually using to make this video is a software called ScreenFlow, and that does the audio and the video all at one time, and that's great for tutorials and speaking and basic stuff. When I want to do a slightly more, hopefully, professional audio, I use a software package called Logic Pro. A lot of these tools I'm going to show you throughout what I'm doing in my side projects do cost some money. There are more affordable, free ways to do this stuff. I've been lucky that I've kind of invested in some of these things over the years, so I have access to a number of tools that make a lot of these things easier, and I like to play around with them and learn them. So as an example, when I open Logic Pro, this is the most recent project that I was working on. This is actually music, which I will probably reuse some version of this music as an intro or outro snippet. You can play with different instruments and do whatnot. So, I'll play a quick little bit of this so you can understand what the kind of music sounds like. Right, so along with my dancing. That's basically a music set of stuff that I'm doing. What we're going to do is actually just record audio. So we're going to go ahead and say new. Yeah, we can close this one. And we're going to do, so what I was just showing you a software instrument. We're going to do audio. We're going to create this. And you don't have to know all this stuff, inside and out. It kind of like, just depends on what you want to get done and how you want to get it done. So what I'm going to basically do, super basic, I'm just going to click record, and I'm just going to read this. I'm going to try and read this script through in one take. Sometimes it takes a lot more than one take, just like with these videos and whatnot. A lot of stopping, starting, and later I'll have to edit or cut. But we're going to give it a go in one take. So give me 1 second, and then we're going to try that. All right, so here we go. We're going to give it a shot. I always get nervous for this part. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Dig Down Labs proudly presents the Side Project Series. Videos focused on the inner workings of various side projects. talking to others about their side projects, and just general thoughts, tips, and ideas around making your own side projects work. So grab a beverage, settle into a comfy spot, click the subscribe and like buttons, and let's dive in. All right, cool. Actually, pretty happy with that so far. We're going to play it back and sort of listen. I forgot to turn off the little meters up here, which drive me nuts when I'm recording, so I may have to redo it if I hear that in the background. It will not be cool. But let's go ahead and listen to what we have. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Dig Down Labs proudly presents the Side Project Series. Videos focused on the inner workings of various side projects, talking to others about their side projects, and just general thoughts, tips, and ideas around making your own side projects work. So grab a beverage, settle into a comfy spot, click the subscribe and like buttons, and let's dive in. Yeah, so it's not bad. I can faintly hear the TikTok in the background, which is annoying, and I don't know if you can see it. My dog is sleeping behind me and snoring as well, so I also am hearing that. But for now, I'm going to keep it. I may off-camera re-edit it if I later decide I don't like it, but for demo purposes and for showing you what I'm putting together, I'm going to keep. So I'm going to go ahead and save and export this. So first I'm just going to save it because it's a brand new project, which is, we'll say, Side Project Series Intro. Let's put it on the desktop for now. Right, that's fine. And what we actually want is an MP3 of this. So I'm going to go ahead and export as audio file. I don't remember if I want to bounce or export it. Actually, a wave is fine for what we're going to do. So I believe. Again, we're going to put it on the desktop. That's fine. All right, let's close this out. Let's close this out. Okay, so we've got our audio recorded, and now we're going to go to our character animation bit. And for that, we're going to use Adobe Character Animator, which is a newer bit of software that I've recently learned in my most recent side project of Hero Brawl. It was a very cool thing, and so I want to use it again for this intro video. And it's a part of the Adobe Creative Suite, which is a subscription thing. It is not cheap, but it is very cool. Lots of cool software that you use throughout a lot of different side projects. I think it's about $50 a month, so that is a little bit expensive, but it gives you Photoshop, Illustrator, Character Animator, all kinds of different tools depending on what you want to do. So here we've got our character. This actual character is something that I went onto Fiverr and got an artist to draw for me. It's theoretically a picture of me, obviously much thinner and more attractive, but anyway, loosely based on me. And when you can import that, so you get the character as an Illustrator file, then you've got to create a puppet for Character Animator. And again, if you don't know what you're doing for that, you can go onto Fiverr and find someone to make a puppet for you. And a puppet essentially ends up being all the different pieces you can kind of move around and control. So when you go into a recording session, you've got your character. We're going to add a transparent background so that later when we edit the video, we can green screen it basically. So we can, replace that with whatever background we want in our editing software. And when you bring the character into the scene, which I think takes a minute here, but it's just because I have it behind the transparent background. So let's put them on top. Right. And so there's a lot to this software for the most part, but what's really cool is, the button keys let you switch out the hands and things. Okay, so if we import that transparent background, we move our character to the front of the scene. And when you pick the character, you're going to notice it's reading my lips and moving his mouth, which is kind of cool. And it'll track my eyes, and there's some movement depending on how your puppet is rigged, right? And you can move the hands around, and the different buttons will change the things, right? So you can move them, right? All these different things. And so basically, we're going to go through and we're going to record this stuff, right? As we apply our script, and we'll move this around a little bit, and we'll move the head movements. We may lock some of this stuff down. But before we do that, let's just quickly also talk about how did this character get all set up. So again, you set up a puppet. The puppet is an AI file. And so when you first create a Adobe Character project, it creates this sort of folder setup for you. And in here is a folder where you have your basic puppet files and things in there. So if you notice, that's just an AI file. So you can go into Illustrator and open that file. And basically this is how you create puppets, right? Is you use these different sort of folder structures and pieces to create different movements that you're going to be triggering. So between fist and point and wave, right? And then these are things that you put key strokes on, and it'll all kind of work. It's really cool. In this case, I wanted this one fist thing to have a microphone, so I added in this little microphone picture, you know, to the AI file, so that again, when we go back to our character animator, you'll notice that the one fist version always has this microphone, and that works out so that when I'm recording, if I switch to that hand, as I move my hand, it keeps the microphone, and it seems like I'm talking and holding a microphone, which is pretty cool. So we've also got to add in our side project intro. So we're going to go ahead and bring that into the project as well. We're going to bring that down to the scene. Maybe. Yeah. Doesn't really matter where. And we're going to go ahead and one of these options up here lets us do the compute lip sync from scene audio. Right? So do that. Which is cool. Now we're going to turn off these lip sync, the face, the eye gaze, and the dragger, and the triggers at the moment, right? Now if we just play this, you saw that now he's a static thing, he's not responding, but when I hit play, it should follow the audio that we recorded from before, so let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Dig Down Labs proudly presents the Side Project Series. Videos focused on the inner workings of various side. Right, so pretty cool. So what you have to end up doing is basically little by little, we're going to just record the different things we want to do through this. So it's interesting, the face on, this is the way the puppet is set up. Face is actual movement. Eye gaze is just like, you know, supposedly tracking my eyes here as I do this. And dragger is the things with the hands, right? So if I turn dragger off, I can't move that hand anymore. So basically I'm going to do multiple recordings where I'll go through, I'll record the whole time he's talking where I'm just only moving the hand, or I'll record the whole time through and just eye movement, only record all the way through and just do body movement. So it'll take me 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 20,000 passes to kind of get the recording right. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'm going to skip ahead for you guys so you can kind of see where I'm at the end of that. Okay, so I've got a bunch of stuff kind of through here. It's not the greatest, but I also don't want to take forever making this at the moment. I'll probably go back in the future and fix this up if this ever gets more than 3 views and likes. So for now, it's okay. You know, we're just kind of playing around with it. So this is kind of what it looks like. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Dig Down Labs proudly presents the Side Project Series. Videos focused on the inner workings of... Right, so, you know, you'll see the sort of final result when we put it up there. But now we have a version that I kind of like. So now I'm going to go ahead and export this as a quick export. So obviously you have all these different options. I'm going to do a quick export. I'm going to do, sure, high quality. Sure. So it's going to take a few seconds to export. And when that's done, we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so we've exported that as an MP4. And so we wrote our script. We put our character in a character, and we recorded the audio, exported it as an MP3. We went into Character Animator, added our character, edited that character a little bit, imported our audio, associated the audio to the character so that the lip sync worked, and then we went ahead and animated parts of that character, exported all of that as an MP4, and so now we can go into our editing software and edit the video for final stuff. There's gonna be a little meta because this is the exact same software I'm using to do the screen recording with. So you can ignore a lot of the files that we have on the side here because that is for this project that I'm currently recording. However, you take your MP4 and you can load it in to the software. So that should be in here somewhere. I've got to be able to scroll around and find it. But, and you can see I've had lots of takes as I've been doing this stuff. So we found the video. We're going to pull it into the timeline. And again, this is where you can mess with the backgrounds. You can edit stuff. You can add transitions. It's all based on your software. Okay, and so at the end of all of that, you'll then in your software obviously make the rest of the edits that you want for your video. You'll export and save that, and you're going to upload that to YouTube as your video. So I know I kind of breezed through a bunch of stuff. It wasn't a super involved project, although there obviously are a lot of details depending on the software you're doing and the quality you want to do for that. But yeah, that was really the whole project. Again, just the very first project that I'm kind of showing here. Sometimes these side projects are going to take more than one quick video, more than one full day. But that was the beginning. Get a taste for it. Also, obviously, I didn't have the audio for the computer turned on, so you missed some of those things, and I saw a few different errors throughout. So hopefully I'll get better as I do more of these, from week to week. So if you liked it, please subscribe, click the like button, do all those YouTube things, share with friends and whatnot. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye. So 1 second and we will blah, 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 blah. For this, we're going to use Adobe Character Animator, which is a really cool bit of blah, blah, blah. And someone's coming down the stairs, so I got to stop.